Here we are again. Hey, Allie.
Hey, Arna. Hey,
Hey,
everybody.
everybody.
Yeah. Hi. They're in TikTok land. I was going to say TV land, but we're not on TV. We're just on TikTok.
Well.
Yeah, that's right.
TikTok is sort of TV. It's bite-sized TV.
Yeah, it goes viral around the world.
Yep, yep. So we had some really good vibrations this week,
Yeah.
but we've got a special message tonight, right? Because
Mhm.
there's something that caught our attention and that is actually touches our hearts.
Yeah, it does. So it's been speaking volumes to me, especially today. Yesterday, we lost a very loved celebrity on Twitch, and it has been going viral, and just the amount of love that's been pouring for this human being, and how much he's touched everybody's lives, and um, that he left a family of 3 children and a beautiful wife. And we just never know. We just never know,
No,
because it comes from within. It comes from within here. You have to be happy here. If you're not happy here, then everything around you, it's not going to matter.
there's
This is
no
where,
color, there's nothing.
right? And just like what happened to me like last year, and I just posted this on my Facebook page, and like my family wanted to help, they didn't know how to help. And how were they supposed to be able to help me? I didn't even know how to help me, right? So, it's like I hear a lot of people saying, well, geez, if I had just known how they felt, I would have been able to help them.
Yeah.
Sometimes you, sometimes you just can't. The only thing you can do is just guide them. My son said, "Ma," he said, "I think you need to go to the hospital." And I'm like, "No, I didn't want to. I'm holistic. I didn't want to go there."
Yeah.
Then it got so bad, I just wasn't even functioning. So I knew it was time, and I waited for time where my son and grandson were not there, so they didn't have to see it or observe it, me going off to the hospital. Um, so in doing that, I was able to go to a group home. They um, just let me chill, is what I needed. Just not think about anything, and just release all the tension and all the anxiety and everything. And I was able to do that, and then worked my way back. And the right people reached out to me at the right time, and there were Perry Power and Mark Sarsby, and they had gone through some trauma that I had similarly gone through. And so they sent me their books, and through their books, I was able to release a lot of that I had held in here, that it wasn't even like I didn't even realize that I had help was holding in here for 50 years.
Yeah, it's a
I've held.
long time, huh?
That's a long time. So
Yeah.
it took 11 months to recover, because you're just going through this healing journey, this process, and you don't know, like, there's just everything just kind of comes right at you. It's like
Yeah.
this wall, and it just crashes on you, and you're just like, your body just shuts down. It's too much. It's overwhelming. And so you just like kind of, as I always say, all my mentors and everybody were saying, trust the process, just trust the process. And I tell you, I didn't know how it was going to work out. I just knew it was. And that's all I had to have, that little mustard seed of faith
Yeah.
that it was going to get better. Well, I never realized that it was not only going to get better, but I was going to be a better version of myself. So psychologically, it's called something, whereas the medical field calls it something very derogatory: nervous breakdown, mental breakdown, whatever. But it's psychologically a term where you're releasing all that trauma. Your body is actually in a sense, spitting all that out so that you can start over, like a rebirth.
Yeah.
And so the word starts with C, but it's a long name, so I can't remember it. But I like that description of much better because it makes more sense than just, well, she had burnout, which I did have. Um, but it just explains it so much better. And so it was a lot right up in here, I was keeping it all up in here, wasn't writing it down. As a big key. To write it down, journal every day.
Every day. Yeah. Journaling is in that when you're in that state, I can imagine that sometimes journaling can be a bit daunting, but it is so important to write everything down, just to release it from your body.
Yes. And if anybody doesn't know how to journal, maybe we can do a live on that sometime because, yeah,
Yes, we could.
yeah, yeah. So happy to do that. And that's my testimony. And then there was another person that left our planet yesterday. This one was a business affiliate with many of the friends that I'm friends with. And he was an encourager. And so he just fell asleep and just never woke up. And he was very young. And so yeah, it's very tragic that, it's just, you just, I was talking to a friend today. She lost her husband, about not even been a year yet. And it was a very good friend of mine too. And, we never ought to take each other for granted because we
Yeah.
just don't know. We just don't know when that split second they're gone. And, whether it's natural causes or, depression, suicide, whatever it is, there's a loss, there's a grief, that no one should have to go through,
No, no, true.
right? And I know there's a lot of mothers. I have friends that are mothers that have lost children, and it's horrible.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. I came this close to losing my son once. That was too close for me. I'm like, I'm good. I don't even want to know that pain. Um,
So
I'll never
what
have.
was it that kept you from making that step?
So it was really when I started getting the suicide thoughts. I'm like, okay, this is bad news, right? This is
Yeah.
not anywhere good. So that's when I said, okay. And I fought the voices and telling me, you'd be better off, Dad. You'd be better off if you weren't alive.
Yeah.
I didn't believe them, and that's the only reason why I'm here is because I fought them. And sometimes like we believe it, and it's like it's just enough to pull that trigger, or just enough to
Yeah.
convince yourself that you're not good enough. But we're here to tell you, whoever's watching, that you are good enough. And it doesn't
Absolutely.
right. It doesn't matter if you have a Mercedes out in your yard. It doesn't matter if you're not the perfect parent. No one is. It's just you're good enough just the way you are. You're made to be this loving creation. And if people aren't loving you and you don't feel that love, I would ask you to look inside, because somewhere in your environment, people have told you all these lies, and that's what they
Yeah.
are. They're just lies. And just look in the mirror. When I come out of my domestic violence situation, because I had poor self-image, um, I started looking in the mirror. That's one thing they told us to do in order to start our kind of therapy, whatever you want to call it. And you look in the mirror and you just tell yourself, I forgive you. I forgive you for not being like your full potential. I forgive others for hurting me. You are beautiful. Those kind of things. And then you just build yourself up
Yeah.
from there. And you do it until you know that you don't have to look in the mirror anymore to
It's the
know it.
repetition, eh? It's the repetition. Your mind needs the repetition.
Yes,
And
exactly.
maybe in the beginning it feels a bit fake,
Hmm.
but the more you do it, the more it sounds true in your mind. And it is true.
Yeah, it is true. And so I think especially for, I, I don't think I know, especially for men, it's harder
Yeah,
because boys at a little young age are taught, oh, well, don't cry, suck it up, that kind of thing. And oh, but put on so much pressure that they're to be like, doctors or something, so some like, huge thing that why can't they just be their individual self? Why can't they just be what
exactly.
they want to be? Why can't you just guide them? Not put into them your dreams, that kind of thing, or have them follow in your footsteps. Let them decide, let them choose. And so I think that's where a lot of the pressure comes from is just you know parents, not blaming the parents, but just saying that the environment and what we've been taught along the years, the generations are carrying that, and they keep carrying that and keep carrying that,
Yep.
and they're just beating their children down, and they're not realizing what they're doing, and we just need to pull each other up. We need to start pulling each other up out of from where we are and say, hey, today's a new day. We got this. We're not looking back. We're not listening to those lies anymore. And we're special. We are beautiful people, and we were meant for more. We have more coming than we can even imagine. So I just pray that you would listen and hear this and know that you are loved, and we are here for you.
Yeah. If you need more, just let us know.
Yep, exactly. I recently saw a post of a coach, and I'm not going to mention this coach's name because I blocked her, because she had said on her post that to call after 9 is disrespectful. And she went on this rant and rave. Oh yeah, she went on this rant and rave about how nobody should call me after 9 and blah blah blah. And I'm like, that is what you're coaching for. Oh my gosh. I'm like, I am working to be a coach, and even before that, before my depression, before anything, before the domestic abuse, before anything, I have always kept my phone on 24/7. If you need me, I am there. I may be sleeping, but when I wake up, I'll get that message or that call, and I will call you right back.
Yeah.
If I don't have the answer, I will find the answer, but never, ever. I don't care if you're a coach. I don't care if you're Houdini. I don't care. You're a person, and you should feel, for another human being. And if you don't, I feel sorry for you. Maybe that's why
Yeah.
you're here, But I have such a love for human mankind that I'm like, I'm gonna leave my phone on, dude. I'm gonna leave my phone on. And I don't care if you're just, bawling. I don't care if you're just talking and I'm just listening. I'm a good listener. You know, Message me. I'm there.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
There's
Yep,
always someone that might need it.
exactly. And I know when my sister passed very unexpectedly, and I was the one that found her, which is very traumatic. So I had to work through that, and it took me 3 months. I was very depressed again, different kind of depression because it was grief. And when you're in grief, you're almost like in this fog brain, they call it. And so I didn't know if I was going to come out of that one. But then a friend said to me, Allie, today God's going to give you a rainbow, and He's going to give you a double rainbow. And so I walked away. I just didn't think anything of it. I was just kind of in a stupor. And I got as far as where my sister used to roam the roads, and she'd always stop at this little convenience store. And I got there and I round that corner, Erna, and right there across the farm field was this big double rainbow.
No,
Yes, and I called, I'm getting chills just telling me, and I called my friend and I reminded her and I took a picture and I said, "You're
I got
right."
my double rainbow. Yeah.
And you know
Wow.
what? She said, Erna, she said, I don't remember even saying that. And that was only about 45 minutes from the time she said it. So,
No.
yeah, so it was divine. It was, whatever, the universe speaking through her.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and then at that moment, I had peace. And I heard like this like inner voice saying to me, I've got her. She's okay. And that's all I need to know. I needed to have that closure that she was
Yeah.
okay, you
Yeah.
know? And so, yeah. And so when I was going through that, though, there was nights when I wake up at 3 o'clock and I'd have these flashbacks. And I was waking up thinking she was still alive, that I fixed it somehow, that it didn't happen. And then at first I was like, oh, she's, it's okay, everything's okay. But no, it wasn't. And then when I realized that I was back to my grief again,
Yeah.
and then have to redo that and redo that until I didn't have the dreams anymore. And that's what did it for me, was the double rainbow. And I just was able to let go. And you know,
Good.
yeah.
But yeah, but you know, when you're in that kind of state, you need miracles like this. And
Hmm.
those are miracles. It's not just something that is nature and that happens. No, it's miracles.
Right, exactly. That the timing and just the significance of that place and the fact that she said it, yeah, it all lined up. And definitely, a lot of people on here might not believe in God, um or it be of any certain religion, or religion. I don't like that word, but of any kind of tradition at all. But I truly believe, if you don't want to believe in God, believe in the universe, believe in something, believe in
Exactly.
nature, because something reached out to me that day. And was very, it was very evident that it wanted to let me know that it cared, that it
Yeah.
cared that I was giving, that it cared enough to give me a personal sign that no one else would
That it,
know.
exactly. That it will be okay.
That'd
Yeah.
be okay. Yep. Yep. Exactly.
Wow.
Yep. Mm.
So
So,
if you want to hear more of our experiences and yeah, solutions, or just want to know more about, just
mhm.
follow us.
Yeah, exactly. We're right here every night, usually about 5:15, 5:20, sometimes a little later. But yeah, and I try to do it daily. Sometimes we get, because we're human. But
Are we?
yeah, we're human. We're human spirits. But yeah, but like I said, I know my phone's already always on. And Erna, if you have a certain schedule, that's totally up to you. Each person is different. But my phone is on 24/7. Um, you know, light it up. If you need me, find me on Messenger.
Yep,
Um, Yep, and you got our names right here on TikTok, no excuses. So yeah, a lot better than calling like a hotline and someone you don't know, right? Um,
exactly. Oh, I agree. I agree.
yeah, yeah. And I was fortunate enough, um, this last time when I was depressed, um, I got this wonderful, wonderful lady, and she had gone through the same thing I did, the anxiety attacks, the panic attacks, um, the breathing, I catch my breath. And she said, Allie, I'm going to start crying. She said, I had taken a break because I didn't think I could help anybody. But she said, now that I'm helping you tonight, she goes, I know the reason why I'm here. And wow, I was like, out of everyone that I could have gotten some guy that didn't even have a clue, I got her. And then another reason why I believe that the something divine, intervened and said, Allie, I'm going to connect you to this person. You need to talk to this person. So
Yeah.
if I'm that vessel, please, please use me.
Yeah.
I would love to help others. That's my,
Beautiful, huh?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, same here. So
All right,
don't be shy.
right. Don't be shy. No, 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 no room for shyness here.
No,
Get out the
not at
BS.
all.
Yep. Yeah, we've heard it all. All right.
Yep.
So with that, we're gonna leave you, but you know where we are. Come find us on TikTok, Messenger. Reach out to us. Bye.
Bye-bye.